Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the 2019 World Junior Lacrosse Championship. I'm Stephen Stamp, joined by Brian Shanahan, and we're excited to be bringing you the second game of the tournament. There were lots of thrills in Poland versus USA to open it up. Now we have Australia making their debut against Canada, the defending champions.
Yeah, this is going to be a very difficult game for Australia, but they're coming in to this tournament to learn a bit about box lacrosse. Coached by a couple of veterans, Andy Ogilvie from Peterborough and Jimmy Milligan helping them out. So they'll get lots of tutelage from those guys. But
they will. And I know Jim Milligan was saying just before the game they're making progress every practice. They had a training camp out in British Columbia. They're getting better and better. But he said, they're field players and they're learning the box stuff. But when the game gets going, they expect them to kind of maybe regress to some field approach. So the big thing is to learn and get instinctive about doing it.
Oh, exactly. And it'll take a while. But, I don't think expectations that they're going to beat Team Canada. Team Canada will be, if not the best in this tournament, one of the best between them and Team Iroquois for sure.
Yeah. It was interesting when I was talking to Andy Ogilvie and Jim Milligan, and they're saying, they're coming along, you're getting better and better. I said, and it's nice that you get to ease into things with Canada. And Jim Milligan kind of said, what are you going to do? So Canada with a handful of players coming back from last year's championship team. A ton of talent.
Yeah, and they've picked up some quality players, along the way. The thing with Team Canada and any team in this tournament really is, our Junior A playoffs are going on in Ontario and BC, so there's a lot of great players that you can't get.
And Alberta.
But you see, in Alberta, but as teams get knocked off, you see players being added. A couple of key players from Brampton were just added, Austin Hazen and Van Sheplin, two guys will be a big part of the offense. But
Seth Van Sheplin and Austin Hazen had 165 points between them for the Brampton Excelsiors. Then when they got knocked out of the playoffs, the Junior A playoffs for the Minto Cup, they were available. So as you said, we're into the finals, and actually the BC finals are done. Coquitlam has beaten Victoria. They're both going to the Minto Cup. They only played a two-game final, 2 out of 3. In Ontario, it's 3-1 for Orangeville over Burlington.
I believe they're playing tonight. Is it tonight or tomorrow?
I think it's tonight, or they might be tomorrow. But they have had 3 games in a row, 2 overtime games, including a double overtime, and then a 1-goal game last night.
And it is an exciting time of the year for lacrosse. And all Junior B playoffs, Junior A playoffs, Minto Cup will be coming up soon.
The Founders Cup is very exciting. That's the Junior B Championship, and the OLA Junior B Championship is between the Akwesasne Indians and the Six Nations Rebels. And that Gaywa Schindler, the GM for Iroquois team here, was looking at those and thinking, okay, whoever loses, we can get some great players.
Please end quickly, yeah.
Yeah. So he was hoping for one team to win that one out. There's a shot of Chris Fox on the right, the GM and an assistant coach for Canada, and Todd Wilfong also coaching. Jeff Dowling not available tonight for Canada. Dylan Evans is the other assistant coach for Canada, and as we mentioned, Andy Ogilvie and Jim Milligan. We're going to hear the anthems. We'll be right back. right, welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the World Junior Lacrosse Championship here at the Paramount Fine Food Center in Mississauga, Ontario. Our starting goaltender for Australia appears to be Colin Jeffrey, as he has gone in between the pipes. The two goalies standing right beside each other, so we have to wait to see who ran into the net.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I think it is Colin Jeffrey.
Yeah. And at the other end, Lane Rushka will be in net for Canada. He's returning from last year, where he mostly backed up Brody Harris. Brody Harris moving up and is actually playing for the Minto Cup. Had a late run in the playoffs out west.
And Saskatchewan boy, Lane Rushka.
Rushka from Saskatchewan, so he was a hometown boy last year playing in the World Juniors in Saskatoon. That was pretty exciting. There is Andy Ogilvie on your right on the screen. That's Rick Benedicts. Benedicts, the GM of this team, has put a ton of effort into pulling this together for this Australian club traveling halfway around the world.
And this is predominantly a team from Australia. Now there's about 6 or 7 kids from Canada that who've been added to the lineup. For the most part, I'm surprised when I talk about Victoria and lacrosse, I'm usually thinking Victoria, BC. You see Victoria all over the place here, Victoria and Australia.
Yeah, a lot of these young players, most of them from Australia. One thing, we talked earlier about the lack of lefties or the dearth of lefties. Jordan Ackey pulls that ball out for Canada, and they take possession. But I went through with the coaching staff, let me see your lefties, your lefty forwards, and they showed me the 4 lefties, and those are your forwards. And they said, no, those are our 4 lefties. They're all defenders. They don't actually have a lefty forward, so some of the D training guys will stay up.
I think every single player, I think there might have been one player from Australia who shot right.
Dunbar on the run. Jacob Dunbar bounces one. Scooped up by Sam LeClair couldn't quite grab it. He's battling with Arjun Singh, who is one of the 4 lefties for Australia. And it's scooped up by Jeffrey. He'll hand it off to Singh. Moves it ahead to Braden Kirk. Wyatt Hoax, the Canadian captain, all over him. And there's a big hit. Just running into Quinn Ingalls, who here's an example of the kind of growth players can have. He was a kind of a role player, a depth guy last year for Canada. I hear he's going to play a big part in the team this season.
And this Canadian team represents lots of parts of Canada. We've got a lot of Alberta, Saskatchewan, BC, and Ontario.
Wyatt Hoax on the run. The captain is going to rip it. Nice save by Jeffrey. You and your Saskatchewan. It's Saskatchewan. We've had this discussion. And I know you're adamant that you're going to stick with it.
I say it like an outsider says it.
Broken stick. That's Mitch Ogilvie with it. He is the nephew of Coach Andy Ogilvie.
And Colin Jeffrey's off to a good start. And he's one of the Canadians on the team. You're going to put a Canadian in there. It's a great idea to put him in net. Plays for Nanaimo Timberman, BC Junior.
Tyler Reynolds gets a shot off. It's a little wide. Rushka tried to grab it. Nice job going up to get it by Jacob Parkinson. And quickly up the floor, Cooper Gettle looking for somebody coming off the bench. He's got Seth Van Scheppen off the crossbar. Comes straight back out, and Austin Hazen, the Brampton connection, with a pair of shots, but Jeffrey up to the task.
I think Jeffrey's going to see 60-plus shots in this game.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably had 4 or 5 already.
And we are 2 minutes into the game. Thank you, everyone who's watching us on LAC Sportsnet or on CBC streaming. Australia with the ball again. Arjun Singh. And that's Braden O'Brien. I was actually told he wasn't going to be dressing, but there he is, and he's shooting. Oh, no, that's Kirk. Braden Kirk, my mistake.
And that shot squeezed through. That was a pretty good screen shot. First save by Hrushka.
Garrett DePape takes the ball. He's from Winnipeg, so you have the Manitoba presence as well.
We've got him from all over the place.
Yeah, and DePape has really played well. He went to Prague for the E-Box tournament with the Canada U20 team. There's Sam LeClair on the run. Another save by Jeffrey. LeClair tried to grab it back. He couldn't. And crawling after it was Liam Newland. Sorry, Jack Stokes was going after it, I believe. No, Colt Ganesh. I'm going to get a hang of these. I do like these Australian jerseys, but their whites are the one number that's a little tricky at times. Very cool jerseys for this tournament. There's a shot kind of spinning out of traffic by Jasper Hanna-Roberts, but it goes a bit wide. Here's an outlet pass to Parkinson. He's got nobody with him. 2 Aussies getting out to play defense, so he's going to wisely pull it out. Eric Bunce all over him. Up top to Austin Hazen. Quick pass by Keelan Pilon, and Van Scheppen gets it across to Hazen. You can see the chemistry immediately with those two, of course, having a great season. And Hazen knocks that ball loose and gets it out. Oh, what a save by Jeffrey, robbing Keelan Pilon.
And Jeffrey has been the great equalizer so far.
They're going to settle it down and set back up. Canada with all kinds of chances. There's nothing like a hot goalie to neutralize a gaping difference in experience. Nice hustle there. Picked it up by Van Scheppen. There's the pass right in the middle. There's the first goal of the game. It's Keelan Pilon. Lovely touch.
Yeah, and he just cuts through the center of the floor and gets a wide open look. Plays for St. Catharines Junior A. Watch this. I believe he was the top scorer in St. Catharines too, so this guy knows how to put the ball in the net. There you see a couple of big saves by Jeffrey. But here's the pass, just squeezes through. Austin Hazen sets that one up.
Austin Hazen, of course, his father, Mike Hazen, the coach of the Peterborough Lakers and Rochester Nighthawks, also helped coach that Brampton junior team. So he's getting it straight from one of the great minds in the game. Diving attempt by LeClair. Another save by Jeffrey. You can see Mitchell Sandberg thinking about the dunk attempt. Australia defended that pretty well. There's Eric Bunce all over Hazen, but he muscles his way through. They try to make the pass to the back, but Mitch Ogilvie intercepts it.
That was a nice pick off by Ogilvie.
Mitch Ogilvie, I'll tell you, he is going to play some offense for them, and he did that for the Peterborough Junior Lakers this year when they had a ton of injuries, players away. He was running the power play, killing penalties. He's a defender by trade, but he did everything for the Junior Lakers, and that's great development for him.
And they're going to need it here.
Yeah.
They need him on the offense and defense.
Nice job by DePape to grab that loose ball, spinning through traffic. Nobody's staying to help him. They've got Matisse Cuillar, went and got that ball, reset again, and now there's a penalty. Roger Nurse calling the illegal cross-check, and that's going to be Quinn Ingalls heading to the box.
And showing some good discipline, just sprinting to the box, no arguments.
I'm quite sure that was discussed with the players.
I would think so.
So Jordan Ackey and Brad Lyons will be at the top of the penalty kill. Wyatt Hoax and Bryce Schmerman down at the bottom. Arjun and Adam Thistlethwaite, number 14, are the lefties out there for Australia. And they've got Tyler Reynolds right there at the top. They go to Singh. Sorry, I call him Arjun. It's Arjun Singh. It's a hard rip from the righty shooter spot by Dylan Wood. Marushka with the stop. Outlet pass to Ackey. Nice job by Singh to get in the way. It hits him in the back. He tries to get it. Ackey's on him. Singh had lost his stick, so he just grabbed Ackey's and they both kind of tumbled to the ground. I think it was called 6-1, half to the other, and they just let him keep going. Singh down to Thistlethwaite. Shot on the run and a goal. Nice rip there by Aaron Curry to find a spot through Rushka on the power play.
Yeah, that's a nice shot by the homegrown Aaron Curry from Melbourne, Victoria. And I think that was him who took that earlier shot too. There was a lot of power behind that. Yeah. This time you see the nice pick, number 4 there, and he steps around and gets a bounce shot to the short side.
Yeah, the hard bouncer. And that's what it's about, right, is the Australian players getting a chance to play. As we mentioned, there are some Canadians on the team, and not too many. And it's really, the other players are going to learn some from them. And it was also a matter of who was available. They needed some lefties. They couldn't just bring 22 righties or 21 righties to the tournament. I guess they would have had Arjun Singh, a lefty. So would have been a lot of pressure on him. Canada running the ball in the stick of Callan Harris. Now they have a chance. Hazen going to the net. Penalty coming. Not going to be enforced as Hazen finds a hole. Makes it 2-1 Canada.
Yeah, he's not going to need that, as you said. And Hazen had a great season with Brampton Junior A. Scored 34 goals and 45 assists. And you can see why, by the way he powers himself to the net. A different style of player than his dad was. His dad was a great defensive player. And Hazen's got some really good scoring touch. And He helped lead that Brampton team to a pretty good season. They lost, I believe it was about 12 players from that team that went to the Minto Cup last year, and they still competed all year long, and I think they finished 4th place.
And key players. I mean, Jeff T, Clark
Oh,
Peterson.
yes, exactly.
I'm trying to think of some of the defenders that graduated from that program. But yeah, I mean, there were some central guys to that team, and they were still very competitive. Cody Hogue will hand the ball off. Let Arjun Singh set things up. Australia is going with a 4 righty set, as they're going to do once in a while. Dead overhand shot there by Cody Hogue. Rushka had no problem with it. He's looking for the long outlet. It's not there, so he goes to Aiden Danby. Danby's just going to run it over center. Makes it with about a second to spare on the 10-second count. Sam LeClair. Down to Cooper Gettle. Gettle gets underneath, goes to the net, scores. Reaches far side, makes it 3-1. Canada just before the midway point of this first quarter.
Yeah, and a nice play by Gettle, who just beats his man one-on-one. It's an isolation play. You see the other Canada player pulls his defender away, gives him lots of room, but then the final dive to get around Jeffrey.
Alexander Mercier just a half a step too high, and you can see the timing with Gettle waiting for Mercier's foot to be heading to the turf, going high. And that's as soon as that foot comes up, you go, because it's got to get back down before it can change direction.
Exactly, but it's smart communication from Canada too. Like even though that other player on offense, I don't know whether he got an assist or not, but he pulled his defender away, recognized a one-on-one opportunity for his teammate.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was LeClair, but he did get an assist.
I think it was for LeClair actually.
He is a smart player. There's Hazen again, ducking underneath, shoots far side, save.
I think I hit the post. Yeah.
Did it hit the post? Okay, I thought it was off the shoulder cap, but either way,
it might have been.
Crossbar, shoulder
Made
cap, it's up out of play. There's Callan Harris on his offside. There's the backhand dunk attempt, but Jeffrey's all over that one. I'm telling you, you will see a lot of these. They love to get this chance because they can't do it in the summer.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Backpedaling is Thistlewaite. Now he whips it up top to Stock, Jackson Stock. Ogilvie back to Stock. That shot shoulder save, and Wyatt Hoax comes up with it. He's looking for Ingles on the outlet. He's going to bounce it. He's got a man ahead, but Ingles actually falls down and leaves the ball behind. Thistlewaite has it. And Matisse Couillard was ready for a pass. He comes from the North Shore Kodiaks program in Quebec. And, great young program. They actually are a junior C team that went to the Founders Cup last year as the province's junior B representative. And they're doing some great things. That's a crease violation. Excellent effort by Mitch Ogilvie, but there was just too much red back there for him to fight his way through. Brad Lyons comes up with the ball. Leaves it for LeClair and heads to the bench. There's Seth Van Scheppen up top and rips it. Just walks out to the top and fires. Goes high to low. Well, high to high, but really high to not quite as high.
Yeah, nice shot. And Van Scheppen, we were saying he's the other late addition from Brampton, and he actually led the Junior A this year with 62 assists. So, more of a passer, a great setup man, but he can also score some goals.
Great angle as he gets that dead overhand and pulls it over the shoulder of Jeffrey.
24 goals this season for Brampton, but 62 assists, led the whole league.
Ball is left loose and is picked up by Oriel Mandeville. Actually, we're number 8, not number 18. I just have to correct myself. I may have made a typo there. Here's Gettle. Finds someone on the far side. That's Mitchell Sandberg. He hands it off. Oh, nice save by Jeffrey coming across. Lots of space for Hazen, but Jeffrey just closed it off.
No, you're right. There was a big opening, and Jeffrey came over.
Ball pops loose, comes back out. Tucking it down. It's Callan Harris. Lovely drive. Another save by Jeffrey. And Gettle got the loose ball, but stepped on the crease and just leaves it there.
I think Australia may have to use some timeouts now and again because Jeffrey's getting too much work.
He's getting peppered. You got the plus minus at 60, right?
Yes. I was counting shots for a little while, and then I lost count.
Well, you'll know there are at least a certain number and certainly more. Braden Kirk shot off a defender, scooped up and off to the races is Matisse Couillard. He's got Hoax with him, and wow, Kirk just knocks him down. It looks like Couillard lost his balance, but what a play to make the pass from his knees over to Lyons.
That really was a nice hit, though, by Braden Kirk.
Really was. Great timing. It was cross-check to the side. Dunbar on the run. Gets it across, and Keelan Pilon will leave it there. Nice pass to Lyons. Oh, what an attempt as he goes.
Well, there you see the playmaking ability of Van Scheppen on that play, though.
Yes. Brad Lyons, mostly a D guy, but we've seen him play some offensive shifts. There's a nice save on the shot from LeClair. Boy, Lyons had a couple of great games last year, including in the gold medal game.
He's another Peterborough guy, right?
He is. Well,
or a Peterborough player.
He plays for Peterborough Lakers. I'm trying to think where he's from.
It's
nearby. You can check. But, drafted by the Toronto Rock last year. I think partly.
Curtis, Ontario.
Curtis, that's what I thought. Oh, there's another shot at goal by Thistlethwaite. Adam Thistlethwaite just steps around a defender.
Yeah, Adam Thistlethwaite, he's another Peterborough, plays for Peterborough. From Baltimore, Ontario.
Thistlethwaite?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, the big lefty.
And nice shot, he gets a step on the defender and puts that in.
Baltimore, Ontario, a small town a little ways away from Peterborough, and Coburn that, but we have a violation on the face-off line as Jacob Parkinson starts to take a little CFL receiver run at the line and stepped on it. And here's a chance driving to the net was Eric Bunch, but yeah, Baltimore, small town, nobody really know about it, I think, except lacrosse people doing that because there's a barn there you can go practice in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had to look it up to make sure it wasn't a misprint when it said Baltimore, Ontario.
Cooper Gettle takes that pass from Rushka. Leaves it for Jacob Dunbar. Chance right on top of the crease for Hayes, and another save from Jeffrey. How many do you have?
I'm going to say 10 shots so far.
Dunbar with the shot. That's how many you've counted, plus there's more you think, or that's how many you think?
I stopped for a little bit, but I'd say it's roughly about 10.
Okay. Well, so, they have to step it up if they're going to hit 60. There's another one, though. Forecheck by Dunbar.
I think Hazen's at about 4.
Yeah. Ogilvie pulls it down. Ball pops away. It's going to be scooped up by Jordan Ackey. He's got Ingles with him. Nice pass. Drawing the defender, and then Ingles is stopped. Ackey gets it. And I believe that crease violation was actually on Ingles.
Yeah, I think it was.
Running in after the shot.
Well, that was a nice save, a recovery. It looked like Jeffrey was beaten on the fake, but he recovered.
Oh big hit. You can see that Aiden Danby saw that one coming and went and laid it out. Perfectly clean hit. Actually, I really respect the way he didn't. Oh, and there's a big hit from Hoax as well. Taking down Dylan Wood. So the Canadians not shying away from playing the physical game, but nothing dirty. I mean, you're not seeing sticks come up. Gotta like that because the Australians are obviously focusing on throwing and catching and getting familiar with playing in the box.
Canada really has the luxury of building a team. They've got role players on this team. They got guys that are great at their jobs and comfortable where they are.
Great feed through to LeClair. Another stop by Jeffrey. Has to spin and grab it. Nice pass by Dunbar. Boy, the Canadian offense is clicking to generate scoring chances. They've put 4 in so far. Probably a little lower than we might have expected through a quarter. Minute and a half to go, though, in this first quarter. Nice little spin. Kind of a hooking pitchfork attempt by Quinn Ingles, but excellent work there by Hamish Mathwin. DePape can't handle that pass. He'll have to go track it down. That'll slow down the Canadian transition game. But Australia was getting a bunch of defenders out already anyway. Here's Hazen. Cut through the middle, and Van Scheppen just had to bounce off his stick. Dunbar on the run, shoots back against the grain, misses wide. He's going to try and track down the loose ball, and we'll get it. That's Keelan Pilon, actually. They've got 3 on the shot clock, and Van Scheppen's going to get the ball back for Canada after bouncing that one off the crossbar. We'll have to remember that where that ball went into the stands on this side and go grab it after. get a souvenir ball from the World Junior Lacrosse Championship. What a shot by Hazen off the post. Came out hot. Picked up by Eric Bunce. He's on the run.
Hazen was going for the 2-for-1 play.
Yeah. Yeah, there was about 45 seconds left when he shot. So ingrained in the
I think they're
Canadian
trying to call
players.
timeout.
Yep.
Yes.
Australia gets a reset. There's 25.6 on the game clock, and it looks like 22 on the shot clock, so it's not perfect.
I think even some of the Australian players are a little confused by this. This is, you know, you got some experienced Canadian box coaches want to get that last possession in the quarter and pull the goaltender, and this is why even Canada went for that 2-for-1 play. They wanted to make sure Australia didn't get this chance.
In case anyone's not familiar with that concept, basically you do about 45 seconds left and you have the ball. You take a shot, just any shot, to just get either score, obviously, or
sure the other
give up
team
the ball.
Can't pull a goalie.
Yeah, make sure, let them have possession, and then you'll get it back in the final 30, and you can pull your goal, you can take your timeout, whatever. There are a lot of devotees of it. I'm not necessarily.
Sometimes it backfires.
I think it does. Now, Colin Jeffrey is questioning. He went out to his crease and was asking, when do you want me to come? And they said, well, now, because we have 6 runners on the floor.
Yeah, and what they'll do, if you're not a fan of box lacrosse, they're going to let the time go till about 8 seconds, Yeah,
and then probably as they run the play, they might send someone running to the bench so Jeffrey can get out there, because there's about that 3.5 second difference.
And we've seen even NLL teams get burned on this play.
Yep, for sure. Arjun Singh down to Thistlethwaite. Singh trying to get a sidearm shot. Oh, what a shot! But the save by Rushka.
That's a lot of time left.
There's a chance. It's wide on the chance by Bryce Schmerman. If that had gone in, it would have counted. It got there in time, but he was about 15 feet to the right. So
Canada's dominated, but if you're Australia, you got to be pleased with the way, the score right now. But a lot of that credit's got to go to Jeffrey.
100%. Colin Jeffrey's been excellent. We're going to take a quick break. I'm Stephen Stamp with Brian Shanahan. Thanks for being with us at the World Junior Lacrosse Championship. We'll be right back. Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the World Junior Lacrosse Championship. Let's get straight to the highlights, Shanny.
Well, not as many goals as we had earlier in the last game, but still lots of scoring opportunities for Canada. And that was Pilon got that first one, and then Australia on a power play came back, and that was the Australian player Curry scores that goal. That tied it up 1-1. And Canada went on a bit of a run, start by Austin Hazen, drives his way to the net here. I think Gettle goes one-on-one, nice play, dives across, and then after that, Van Scheppen scores one to make it 4-1. And you're going to see this on just an outside shot, beautiful shot. It was 4-1 for Canada at that point. Australia scores one more, and it's Thistlethwaite, a Canadian. It's a nice bounce shot. And it's a pretty good score for Australia, considering Canada's dominated, but the goaltender Colin Jeffrey has been the big difference so far.
And he, of course, is heading back to his crease. Lane Rushka goes back to his. We'll see if either team or both change at the midpoint of the game after the half. Jordan Aki is waiting at center alongside Colt Ganech.
You got to think also from Canada's point of view, they're not sweating about the score. They've got to like what they're doing, and they know balls will drop into the net eventually.
Yeah. So we're about to get underway. 4-2 for Canada over Australia. Nice face-off win by Gnetch, and he gets it straight over to the top side. Gets a shot off. Rushka's ready for him. Probably wishing he could have done a bit more with that shot, but that's tough when you're right in tight. You've got an opportunity with the defender on you, and it looked like his shot may have been affected a bit by the contact.
Yeah, not a great shot, but great face-off win. But yeah, I think you're right, especially in hindsight, to pull it out. He didn't get a lot of wood on that shot.
It's almost too late though, because you're kind of taking the shot as the contact happens, and that's what threw it off a bit, I think. But it's hard to not take that shot. And that pass, the 30 was about to expire, and the Canadian player went to the bench and just let it run back.
Well, you'll see some good teams, and even in the NLL, sometimes they'll let a fogo, like a face-off guy, think he's got a shot at the net.
Yeah,
they'll push him off to the wrong side, and and even give that bad angle shot. Yeah. And the Fogos generally, coach want them to pull up, get the offense on.
Yes. Mercier hands it down to Hannah Roberts.
A couple of hard shots.
And back the other way, Matisse Cuillard looking for the man off the bench, finds Dunbar, who's going to get a shot off. Oh, no, he's going to pull it out. Probably a good decision.
Well, he fooled me.
Yeah, I thought he'd already shot, but he pulled it back. And Cuillard will make another pass. Now Cuillard's going to the bench. And Matisse Cuillard, another player who, was on the squad last year and didn't play a huge role. Oh, that pass grabbed by LeClair around the world. My goodness, I don't even think that pass was intended for him. I think it was going to Dunbar, but that is gorgeous by Sam LeClair.
Oh my gosh, it sure was. Yeah, watch this goal. This is all skill as LeClair cuts across. Oh my. Reverse over the shoulder, and
and everyone in the arena was watching the big screen up above. There's Sam LeClair. The entire arena took another look at that, and there were I think there were more cheers the second time it went in than the first time.
Yeah, Sam LeClair from Welland, Ontario, plays for St. Catharines Spartans, and a little bit for the Athletics.
Yeah, played some athletics as well. Very talented young man, as you saw right there. Nice pickup by Jacob Parkinson, and he is flying up the floor. Two players off the bench. Hazen's the righty. Parkinson will take it himself. It's stopped by Jeffrey, who rips one ahead, trying to connect with Parsons. That's Hayden Parsons. He had to double clutch to get that ball. This'll wait. Little hidden ball trick. It's not going to work. Canada sees it. Schmerman gets out on him. Slides down for the check. Pass up top to Tyler Reynolds. They had to get a shot late in the 30. Rushka had no problem with it and will throw the outlet to Ingles. Schmerman runs it up the floor from St. Albert, Alberta, home of the Miners, who are three-time defending President's Cup champions. Easy with the mic there, Shanny. Sorry, man. That's what happens when you scrape it across the table. Here's the pass ahead to Cuillard. Down to Pilon. Oh, nice face save by Jeffrey. 130 buzzes, but the other one's still rolling. That's one that counts. Ogilvie comes up with it. Nice job. He's under pressure from Seth Van Scheppen.
Great job by Ogilvie to get that loose ball and fight through traffic.
Thought about going to the net, but he's going to pull it back out. I'm not sure if he was aware he had Van Scheppen a forward on him. He might have actually tried to duck underneath, especially with the height of Van Scheppen and Ogilvie being quite a bit smaller. Could have tried to gone underneath.
You've had that done to you before.
I have. I hate it. I hate it when they do that. Yeah. Ogilvie with a shot. Nice save by Rushka. Yeah, and it's a long way to get your stick down there. I'll tell you, it is a tricky play when the little guys duck under. Harris. Isolated for now. There's the cutter. Behind the back from Dunbar. Nice save. Harris with the forecheck, and it's going to be Sandberg picking that ball up. Mitchell Sandberg. LeClair wanted that one. Nice save by Jeffrey again.
All kinds of room to wind up.
Oh, Harris right on top of the crease is knocked down, but buries the ball before that happens.
Yeah, a few defensive lapses there, and you know, that nice outside shot, but then the rebound comes to Harris, and that's all kinds of room on that shot by LeClair, but then Harris gets the rebound, dives across. It's always a tough one for the goalie. How do you guess? Do you go to the far side?
Yeah.
You know, guys, I think I find it amazing when guys dive across but put it short side.
Just go back against the grain and cross-hander. And you know, it's interesting, you mentioned a couple of defensive lapses. These guys, the coaches for Australia, has great face-off win by Ganech. He's going to get a shot. Oh, tough save by Rushka.
And I think that was a wise to take the shot. He was on the good side of the floor.
Absolutely. Even though it was offside, it was a good opening. Here's a chance right on the crease. Big save by Jeffrey again on Dunbar. 6-2 still for Canada. But, you know, I was talking to the coaches again before the game, and they said, hey, you know, these guys are mostly field players, but they love box lacrosse. They are absolutely loving this. They just want to keep playing box. So they're thrilled to be here, but like we talked about before, their instincts kind of take over, and it's tough when you're used to having a lot of space. Here, you lose your guy, and he's at the net.
Yeah, and that's all you need in box lacrosse is a second.
Especially these Canadians. Big hit by Aki, knocks the ball loose. Snagged by Parkinson, he's on the run. Look at those wheels. Mercier going back with him. That one tips off the stick of Bryce Schmerman and up into play. Had a nice chat with Bryce Schmerman beforehand. I asked him if the Miners are going to repeat this year. He said, yeah, I think so. I think there's four in there for them. They still have to close out Alberta, the Senior B Championship.
Oh, yeah.
But
they won it all last year.
They've won the last three. They won in Nanaimo last year. The first one, they started it when they were at home, actually, a few years ago. But, they've been on fire. I mean, they've got Ryan Dilks and John Linz.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. They had Keegan Ball. He's not back this year. He's playing Senior A. So that's a big loss. And Graydon Cornfield, as that shot is blocked by Lyons right at the 30. Graydon Cornfield retired, one of the key contributors there. But they still have a ton of talent. I'm not sure if they have Aaron Bold back this year. But I know he has been part of that drive.
Do they get good crowds out there for that team?
Don't actually know. I'll have to check. I'll ask Bryce Schmerman.
Because you'd think they do.
Nice pass in front to Pilon. He just misses the shot and then gets into it with Jack Stokes, who is no shrinking violet. Pass ahead to the captain, Ganech. He's looking. It actually looked like Zach Clothier was thinking more about setting a pick. He could have actually slid into some space and taken the pass. But this is Ganech with another shot. That one's blocked. Got stuck in the gear of Aiden Danby for a moment. Away with it comes Couillard. He's got the man off the bench. Bounce pass.
Whoa.
Oh, big hit there by Quinn Ingles.
He just bounced off it, though. Give him credit.
These Aussies are a rough and tumble lot. They're not initiating most of the contact, but they're certainly not shying away from it. Little reverse whip attempt, but Thistlethwaite was wide of the mark. Another chance for Thistlethwaite, and he goes a little too steep on the angle on the bouncer.
Nice play, good opportunity to shoot, but you're right. I don't know why they got the ball back. I thought he just bounced that out.
Yeah, I thought it went clear out, but you can see the official saying it went off a hip. Which is debatable, but they are very close to the action. Here's a dive to the net. Rushka was ready for that one from Eric Bunce.
Yeah, Rushka played that perfectly.
Lions lofted it a bit high for Dunbar. He went through the crease. Great pickup by Roger Nurse, the lead official. And Australia will go back the other way. Clothier, little sidearm pass through to Mathwin. You can hear Wyatt Hoax, the captain, communicating where the ball is, where to watch. Arjun Singh battling his way through. Diving to the net. Is that good? Oh, crease violation.
I wanted that to be good.
Me too. Yeah. I so wanted that to go. What an effort by Arjun Singh. And then he's back to the other end to play defense. Great hustle by the youngster.
That was much like the effort we saw in the American game. At,
yes.
Which player was that again?
Was that Culkin?
I think it was.
Yeah.
It was
When he
after
scored
the,
just
after
after
the
the
shot
30.
clock. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was a nice effort.
Where's Arjun Singh from? You got the list.
I think he's from BC. I'll have to double check. Delta BC, yes.
There you go. Ball was tipped, grabbed by Couillard. Great short pass to Gettle. Hustle by Mercier, but Gettle's going to get a shot and scores. What a pass by Couillard in that short space. That's a tough pass when you're that close, right?
Yeah, a great transition play, and Gettle becomes just the first player in this game to score more than one goal. And, you know, it starts with defense. Oh, they're here we're going to see this play. I don't know. I thought that looked good. You know, maybe he landed on the crease before that ball went in. But I thought his foot looked good. But then there's the transition to Gettle. Looks behind, sees how much time he has, puts it short side.
Well, you know the ref has to make the right call. He sees it. He sees somebody in the crease. He's got to call it. But you just kind of want them to be like, no, goal. Throw the hands up.
It's too early in the game to let those go.
Yeah. Just got the word that Aaron Bolt did start the season, transferred to Victoria, but he didn't go and play. He actually went back to the minors. Got into 4 regular season games. He's now played 3 playoff games for them. So he is a part of that run, the drive for 4.
And that President's Cup tournament is a grind.
9 games in 8 days because there are 9 teams. There's actually more than 9 because with 9 teams they play a full round robin. There'll be 8 round robin games and then semis and a final. Like, oh.
I played in it once, and
Here's a chance, LeClair.
Nice.
It's in and out.
LeClair.
And he picks up the stick and brings it over to Eric Bunce.
Gets his second of the game, yes. And watch this pick. It's a pick and roll from the boards, and he's got that extra step on his defender, and then he shows the silky smooth hands.
Did you see the stick? Bunce's stick actually got kind of caught up in the back of the jersey of Sam LeClair, and it just rode along with him as Bunce fell. 8-2, Canada's pulled ahead with 6:54 to go in the second. Violation by Ganech. So Jordan Ackey will get it for Canada. Gettle throws it ahead. He's going to the bench. Mandeville had it, passed it off. There's a chance, and I think it looked like Keelan Pilon tried to just poke that one in as it was in midair on the rebound. Just missed it. It would have been spectacular. Jack Stokes hands it off. Here's a chance for Curry. Just kind of hesitating. Lions got up on him. Lions takes a look at the ref because he felt like he got a stick in the neck and side of the head, which he kind of did. Nice pass. But the save, it trickles in. Jeffrey had it for a moment, but Ingles' shot just gets by him. And great pass again by Seth Van Scheppen.
You know, and that's what I like about Van Scheppen, that he sees that play. It's not wide open, but it's a little bit open, and he makes the pass to Ingles, who puts it in. Yeah, watch on this play when Van Scheppen gets up here, he moves it so quickly, he doesn't allow the Australia defense to get ready and to close it off. I feel bad for Jeffrey, who got most of that, and then it trickled in.
And the key, of course, there is you've got to know what you're going to do as the ball's coming to you, right? I mean, you can't make that pass as effectively as he did, most likely, if you have to look and see afterwards. He's aware of what's going on, who he's got coming off the bench, where everyone is.
Yeah,
the ball gets there, and it's going already.
Yeah, that pass comes a second later, and that play doesn't work.
Pilon fighting his way down. Nice defense by Colt Ganech. Sorry, that was Hamish Mathwin. Oh, but then all alone is Harris, and that one's in too. Jeffrey got part of that. Was Harris in the crease? That's the one thing I'm wondering.
Well, they didn't call it.
Mitchell Sandberg.
But again, like you said, that Jeffrey got a piece of it. And this is where it's probably tough on him right now. Canada scored 6 straight. Last couple of goals, I'm sure he felt he had the shooter, and it just got bad bounces.
Yeah, looked like Sandberg did a pretty good job staying out of the crease. Now, 5:35 to go in there. The other goalie, Blake Watson for Australia, was just getting some glove taps and has his gear all on. I wouldn't imagine he's coming in until halftime.
This might be the situation where you see a quick change for a bit. Oh, boy.
Oh, what a shot by Sam LeClair.
I think
maybe he is. Yeah, the gate's
goaltenders.
open and he's coming.
And you know, if anything, you want Jeffrey to go to the bench, have a mental break. I wouldn't be surprised to see him come back, and maybe even very soon.
Yeah. So Blake Watson, the Australian native.
Now, are they behind it? Is it 10-2 or 11-2 now? I think they're having a hard time keeping up as well.
I think so. What a beautiful play, though, and LeClair just not a powerful shot. You don't always have to fire it.
It is
He
11-2.
just places that in. Yeah, it just went up. Aki with the face-off win, but gets banged into there by Zach Clothier. Strips the ball, and Hogue will take it up the other way. Watched carefully by Aiden Danby. Boy, Danby's one of those defenders you just don't really notice a whole lot because he's just doing his job. There's the slide help.
That's what
Force
we
the
always say, the sign of a good defender. Guy you don't notice.
Oh, Schmerman almost got that one through to Parkinson. It was just tipped away on a great hustle play. Is that Arjun Singh again? Yeah, it was. What a game this kid's having.
Well,
He is
you
sucking
mentioned-
some air as he races to the bench.
Anytime you see a lefty playing defense, you know they're getting tons of floor time because they also need them on offense.
Yeah. Reach out for the pass was Jasper Hannah Roberts. Up top to Reynolds. Ducks underneath, lines on him. There's a bouncer, goes wide. 30 expires. Ingles starts to take off. Going to give it to Lyons and head to the bench. You can hear the bench saying, give it to him. Let him be a lefty out there on the lefty side and then hand it off to Van Scheppen. Bunce touches up Dunbar as he goes through, and they're going to say, was that through the crease?
Must have.
Nice wheels for Mercier. Almost ran himself into a scoring chance. But Oriel Mandeville was there to meet him. Boy, Mandeville plays for the Barrie Blizzard this summer and played in Prague at the E-Box. He just covers so much ground. He's one of those guys who doesn't look screaming fast, but he's in one spot and then he's in the other. He just gets from place to place. So smooth. LeClair, a little fake like he was going to go for the dive. Now he hands it off. Behind the back, fake by Callan Harris. That is behind the back, and LeClair, it's in and out. Quick goal for LeClair, taking the pass from Hazen.
And LeClair's picked it up a notch. That's his 4th goal of the game now. And yeah, all 4 in this quarter. And some nice passing all around. And this nice pass with Hazen behind the back to LeClair.
Yeah, and you know, LeClair, like you said, primarily a junior B player, but just shows you the quality of some of the players in junior B in the Canadian system.
Yeah, well, exactly. And you're thinking if he's junior B, how good is junior A?
Yeah.
And we know.
Well, St. Catharines was very good.
Yes.
And they had a lot of depth. He did play a fair number of games with them this year. There's Van Scheppen once again. Pass doesn't connect with Hazen. So Claire that tracks it down, though, behind the net to Dunbar. Van Scheppen up top waiting for the ball. They're going to skip pass instead. Pilon. Late in the shot clock, tries to get one on net, doesn't get it. And it's going to be Jack Stokes picking the ball up and starting forward for Australia. Mathman was up ahead, but he's going to go to the bench, and the forwards will come out. Hannah Roberts. Back over to Mercier. There's a spin move by Ogilvie, but Danby again, just sturdy defense. Mercier has Gettle out on him. Hands it down, a great chance for Hannah Roberts. And they're going to give the ball back as they say Couillard hit him after the ball was loose. Makes it a loose ball foul. That was a pretty good hit.
Yeah, I did too. I thought that was an open play there, and his teammate, the pass, just didn't make it through.
Yeah. Hannah Roberts once again with it. Goes behind the net to Ogilvie. Quick pass to the cutter, but it bounces off his stick and straight to Rushka.
And Australia's bobbled the ball a bit, this last few minutes. And part of that, you got to give the credit to the defense of Canada. They're hitting guys
Yeah.
hard, and you know you're about to get hit before you make that catch.
They're coming quick, for sure. 1:44 to play. It's 12-2 Canada as we are approaching halftime. Nice little feed. Hazen, what a play. No, they say no, that he was in the crease. What a catch, though, by Hazen. He had one hand on the stick, had to kind of catch it and then get the other hand on to get the shot off. I don't know if we can get another look at that.
Yeah,
that was pretty sensational.
That was a nice effort on that non-goal. That's the third great goal we've seen that has not been a goal.
Yeah. We should put them in the highlight pack. Nice scoop off the turf there by Eric Bunce. Goes to the net, spins, still has the ball, so he shoots. That would have been a beauty, and he had a bit of a slot, but he just missed the net.
Yeah.
And the 30 will expire.
You got a lot behind that shot, just missed.
Yeah.
Here's the chance by Hazen. Oh my, I think
that's a goal, isn't it? The right foot comes down, it's close.
That's hard to tell, and you know what?
The ref is right there.
When a team has scored 6 straight,
yeah,
they don't get the tie.
2-for-1 shot again, but Canada messes it up by getting the rebound. That's Sandberg, and there's another shot, this one by Dunbar. Sandberg going to get another rebound.
That sounds so funny. Say they mess it up by getting a rebound.
I mean, it's kind of true. I was sort of joking. But you don't want to have a guy stop working and going after the ball. And they did get another shot out of it. There's Ogilvie on the run. Saved by Rushka, just rolls wide.
Nice scoring opportunity, and Ogilvie's one of the guys you want to get that chance.
Yeah, I mentioned he was on the power play for the junior Lakers for a good chunk of the season. Actually did quite a good job at it. Scored some big goals for them. He's got a dunk attempt.
Oh, nice.
Stepped in the crease. 9.3 seconds left. Canada takes a timeout.
Well, and you might think this looks like it's rubbing it in. Canada's going to pull their goalie for the 6-on-5 play, but really it's not at all. This is practicing for when you really need it. You know, Canada knows more than likely it's going to be the games against Iroquois that'll be meeting them for the gold medal, and they got to work on things.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a short tournament. You don't have a ton of games. So you need to go out and get that experience to work on it. I mean, this is basically an extended practice.
Oh, yeah.
For them, because, again, these players do not play together on a regular basis.
And you know what? There's probably a few players that aren't even dressed today. So you might see different guys in the lineup.
I think Jonathan Pesco is out.
Jonathan Pesco, we haven't seen him out.
Lucas Nagy, the third goalie, is not dressed.
So there'll be different guys getting in and out of the lineup. So, you know, till they determine what they want for the gold medal game if they get there.
Mm-hmm. And Brendan Zabo, I think, is also
Zabo, he's another good young player.
Yeah. Oh, they're very good. And that's going to do it for the period, for the half. And Mitch Ogilvie was not about to let Mitchell Sandberg take a shot as the buzzer was expiring. So it is 12-2, Canada over Australia. We're going to take a bit of a break. We'll be back with some highlights and more. Stick with us. I'm Stephen Stamp with Brian Shanahan. Thanks for being with us here at the World Junior Lacrosse Championship. Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the World Junior Lacrosse Championships. I'm Steven Stamp with Brian Shanahan to my left, and we're going to take a look back, first of all, at the Poland-USA game just a few hours ago.
Yeah, and that started much differently than this one did. First period, 6-0 start by Poland. Everything they shot went in the net, and nothing could go wrong for him, really wrong for them in the first quarter. Even here, they're 2 men short, and they get a shorthanded goal, and that was the player of the game.
Right, Kolodka, who had 6 goals right in the end.
Yeah, he was dynamite offensively, but USA did climb back into the game, and a lot of it was because of power play chances, and they drew it to as close as 12-8 at one point, but every time they seemed to get close, Poland scored a big goal, and that one extended their lead.
Yeah, Jaden Smith there with the bouncer.
Again, and as you see the highlights, you see most of these goals by Team USA were on the power play, but a nice opportunity. We saw a lot of positives by them, and that was Martin getting one of his couple of goals on the power play. In fact, both teams scored a lot of goals on specialty teams. And they went through a couple of goaltenders, and Team USA, they've changed a few times, but they, a lot of plays like this, breakaways.
Yeah, that was Kolodka again.
Yeah, I think that was his 6th goal.
Well, that's Bo Columbus with another one. We just saw one of his previous.
Bo Columbus, a face-off man, scored a couple of big goals as well. And what was the final score on that? I think was it 20-14?
I believe it was 20-14. Yeah. So now we are back. We have Canada and Australia, and pretty solid start for Australia, staying within 2 goals for a quarter. But in the break, we said that's probably not going to last. It's going to be hard for Jeffrey to maintain the goaltending, and Canada started to open up.
Yeah, it was almost opposite what happened in the Poland-US game, where surprisingly it was only 4-2 after the first quarter, and I believe that was the first goal of the game by Pilon, and Australia tied it up on the power play. That was Curry, made it 1-1. Canada goes on a bit of a run after that. Austin Hazen scores a goal here as he drives to the net. After that, I think it was Gettle here. Sees a one-on-one opportunity, no backup. He drives to the net, dives across. That made it 3-1. Brampton Connection's going to come into this next goal. I think it's Van Scheppen. You're going to see a nice outside shot. That made it 4-1, but then Thistlethwaite scores another one for Australia on a nice bounce shot, and that was 4-2 after the first quarter. But then we said it would probably happen, but it did happen. Yes. I think it was 7 straight goals for Canada, and that was one of the prettiest goals by Sam LeClair. He scored 4 goals in the first half. All 4 of them were actually in the second quarter. I think that was him again.
It was.
And I believe, was that Sandberg scored
that was
that
Sandberg
one?
cutting right across the crease.
That made it 10-2. LeClair again, and LeClair scored one more.
Did we see the around the world, or did we miss that one?
Oh, no, we did see that
Okay.
one. That was quick. Okay. That was in and out. But yeah, Sam LeClair scored 4 goals for Canada. But they got so many chances. I think they had about 15 shots in the first quarter to about 5. So you knew sooner or later the ball was going to go in the net.
We'll be back with more action from the World Junior Lacrosse Championships right after this very quick break. Welcome back to Lacrosse Friends. We're ready for face-off. We have face-off. And it's Ganetch pulling it out. Cole Ganetch with the win. Throws it back to Jeffrey, who's back in the pipes, between the pipes for Australia. He tries to whip an outlet pass. It's a little spicy.
Ganetch has done a good job in the face-offs. He's won a number of them cleanly.
Mercier races back, or Mathwin races back and gets that ball. Watch there by Parkinson, who's trying to push him over the center line for an over and back. Good job by Mathwin to fight his way through that. Here comes Mitch Ogilvie, watched by Danby. Saved by Landon Kells, who was in the pipes for Canada now.
Goaltending change for Canada, and you did already mention that Jeffrey's back in for Australia.
Cuillar runs through a check, hands it off, and will peel back, circle out slowly to the Canadian bench. Hazen thought about going. Nice job by Tyler Reynolds to get position on him. Here's Van Scheppen. Looks at Hazen, but they are paying very careful attention to Austin Hazen. So Van Scheppen tries to force a shot through late in the shot clock. Grabbed there by Curry. But Canada very sharp, getting somebody off the floor so they can get the defenders out. Garrett DePape, the first defender out there. That's the player that the coaches notice, is the forward who gets off the floor to let the defender get out and do his job.
Absolutely. That's one of the big complaints you hear from coaches about players that don't do that.
Yes. Singh spins off to Pape, who stays with him, and then a big slide check from Quinn Ingles. Hand saved by Kells. Kells, who played net for the Elora Mohawks last year, led them to a Founders Cup championship. A great tournament for him, beating the Seneca War Chiefs in the final in a pretty hotly contested game down up in Akwesasne at the Turtle Dome. Love that facility. There's Van Scheppen with the rip, stopped by Jeffrey. Have you been to the Turtle Dome?
No.
You got to get up there. It's a fantastic facility. One of my favorite barns.
This is the Akwesasne facility, you're saying?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's Anoko, or I can't say the name. I could last year. I got someone to show me how to say it, but it is a tricky name. Ogilvie throws it across a little bit behind. Tracked down there by Dylan Wood.
Just 3 seconds left.
Yeah. Ogilvie's going to have to try and get something off, and his stick hits Danby, who is visibly uncomfortable, but looks, he's going down the tunnel. He's going to take a bit of a break, but pretty sure he'll be back. That stung, though. He did not enjoy that at all. Pass through by Hazen, just tips off the stick of Dunbar, and Jeffrey grabs it. There's Ganetch.
And we're getting a slashing penalty.
Slashing call.
Yeah, that looks like it's the number 7 on Australia. That's
Liam Newland, yeah. He'll go to the box. I actually thought they were going to call too many men, because when the whistle blew, I took a quick count, and they had 4 guys still playing D, 1 running toward the bench, and 1 running up in the offensive zone.
And this is, I believe this is Canada's first power play, correct?
I think so. They had 1 delayed penalty coming that they scored on earlier. Hazen scored.
Yeah.
Dunbar to Van Scheppen up at the top. LeClair is down in the crease. Keep your eyes on him, but Dunbar bounces one. Keep your eyes right there as he finds a home for that lacrosse ball.
Nice shot by Dunbar. Yeah, this team has got a lot of talent. You know, we talked about Hazen's not even on the power play here, but Dunbar steps up and makes it look easy.
You talked earlier about the little hook. That you hooked that shot.
Yeah.
And that was the play by Dunbar to just pull it to his left, bouncing it just inside the post.
Nothing worse than somebody who can control a hook.
For a goalie, right? Or a defender.
Exactly,
like, how do you defend that? It's hard to judge where he's shooting.
Yeah, I remember there was always a few players that their shot hooks, but they know where it hooks.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Parkinson across to the far side. Cooper Kettle picks up that loose ball, and Austin Hazen will slow things down. He's on PP2.
Yeah.
Figured he had to be out there for one of the power plays. Things open up for Keelan Pilon. He goes into to Sandberg. The big man scores another one.
is a big man, 6'3", 205 pounds, and he just gets a step on his defender, reaches out for the pass, and that's a nice pass in the direction he's going.
Wyatt Hoke's out to take the face off, the captain for Canada. Against Ganetch. It comes out between Ganetch's legs. He snags it. Nice job. Pressure all over him by Ingles. Hoke's is there. He's got to get that ball over center.
Well, I don't know if he will. Yeah,
well, he makes it. Great effort. He's going to the net. Bowls over his man. Runs through to Pape, but lost the ball. It's a heck of an effort. Wasn't the most graceful move at the end, but I don't think he was planning it. It was just a bull rush.
And you know what? Sometimes you're not getting a lot of offensive chances. I think he said, I'm just going to make one.
Yeah, why not? He got a great scoring chance earlier where he almost bounced one through. Dunbar with a shot stopped by Jeffrey, but Van Scheppen is right there. Ogilvie will take the pass inside the crease, lofted ahead to Newland. Nearing the midway point, nearing the first 5-minute mark of this third quarter. I'm Stephen Stamp with Brian Shanahan. This is the World Junior Lacrosse Championship from Mississauga. Thanks for being with us, whether you're watching on LAC Sports Center or CBC. Shot clock running down. Well, that's a pretty nice play by Mercier to take the time and get that pass to Kirk and almost get the shot on net. I was thinking there was a sense of urgency from everyone on the bench and everyone else on the floor except for Mercier, who was taking his time, but that worked out pretty well. Nice composure.
There's a lot behind that shot.
Keelan Pilon, you can see why he's been such a successful scorer. Power and accuracy come together.
Yeah, he really gets to step into this shot. I believe this is only his second goal of the game. He opened up the scoring for Canada. And let's watch that now. Watch the nice pick that gives him room to wind up. Yeah, that was Kalen Harris who throws that pick on the defender and allows Pilon to really step into that shot.
Gettle got in and got that loose ball, but 4 white jerseys all around him. And Jackson Stock comes out with it. He's going to lose it and tumble to the turf. It's grabbed there by Aiden Danby. Outlet pass ahead to Gettle, just kind of eludes him. Looks like he just wasn't quite sure whether to catch it in tight or reach out or what angle he was going. He just got clear, and Eric Bunce moves it ahead. This is Arjun Singh. This will wait to the far side, and Bunce is going to try and generate. That is not happening with Parkinson and Quinn Ingles very alert. Singh rips one. It's a bit wide. Bunce going after it. He won't get there. Parkinson will. He's got to Pape with him. Ogilvie back on D. Probably a good decision by Ingles as Ogilvie pretty much took away the passing lane.
Yeah.
Oh, great job. A penalty coming. But great job by Van Scheppen to stay on his side of center, just ducking to avoid the check.
Yeah, the Pape on Australia was just trying to push him out, but yeah, because he avoided that check, that stick slipped high and then delayed penalty. But
yeah, 20 left on the shot clock for Canada. Lots of time. There's Hazen. Feeds it through, doesn't quite connect. It's grabbed by Ganetch, and that will blow play down. And away goes Zach Clothier to the box.
Sorry, I got the wrong team there. I was naming him by the Canadian number 24.
Yeah, that was Garrett Pape. 24 is Clothier, the Australian. It was 24 on 24 violence. LeClair at the top this time, as Hazen is over at the shooter spot, and down low is Dunbar. Righty's playing catch, and eventually will involve Sandberg and Callan Harris. So LeClair, a little pick from Hazen, just kind of opens up. That pass handcuffed Harris. Jeffrey getting into the play, and he will scoop it up inside his crease. Pushing behind the play. Here comes Eric Bunce.
Let's see how aggressive Canada goes out to get the ball back.
But Matisse Couillard lost his stick. He pops back up. Singh up top, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. He'll spin away from some checks. Absorbs one. There's a little hook, ripped it near side, almost found the inside of the post, but it's just wide. It's bit of a change of pace for Landon Kells, who played for the Peterborough Junior A Lakers this summer, and he was outstanding. Faced a ton of shots because they started the year shorthanded, and it seemed like every game they would have a guy or two drop to an injury.
Oh, yeah.
They were struggling to fill their lineup. There's a chance for Hazen. Scores past Jeffrey. Nice finish, Austin Hazen. But it just, now he's hardly facing any shots, of course, with the Canadian defense being so dominant. So.
Yeah, he's not getting much at all. And this is a nice, watch this power play. Watch it set up, and it's on the left side of your screen. There's a pick, high and low, and creates a seam for Hazen to come through. Beautiful set play.
And they're sending Clothier back to the box, and I think I may have just seen a 5 indicated. Did he get a major? That's a high sticking major. Ooh.
Yeah, if he was in the box for that goal, right? So
yeah, because he left.
He must have done something after he came back out.
No, I think they're changing and saying the first.
Oh, the first was supposed to be a 5. Oh,
because he came out and they stopped him. It was a 2 put up on the board. Canada scores, so he came out as he
no,
should.
You're right. The referee probably called a 5 originally. Yeah. The timekeeper didn't put it up right.
I just didn't see that as a 5. I didn't really see.
No, in fact, and I even thought at the time that I can't remember who the Canadian player was.
It was DePape.
Yeah, he kind of ducked into it too, right?
Totally. He ducked underneath the check, and wow. So Canada still on the power play. Another goal would allow Australia to put a 5th player back on the floor, but Clothier would have to serve the full 5 minutes. LeClair tries the backdoor pass. It does get to Van Scheppen. What a catch by Van Scheppen. There's Harris. Fakes the pass, shoots, rolls out. It's going to be grabbed by Pilon, and a fresh 30 for Canada.
And we don't know how much is left on that penalty, but it's got to be like over 2 minutes.
Yeah, there's quite a while still. They scored, obviously. They scored about a minute and a quarter.
Yeah, it was pretty early, yeah.
There's a man up on the floor. Mitch Ogilvie calling for the ball. And
he wanted it.
Oh, yeah. He was there if they could have made that pass a little earlier. He still wants it, and he's going to get it. He's going to back his way in. He sees that he's got the forward Pilon on him and thought he might have a go, try the spin move to the net, but wasn't there. So he's just going to take his time and let the 30 run down. Canada not pressuring. 6 to shoot. Ogilvie's just going to try and get a pass over so they can get a reset. One-hand shot attempt, and the bucket comes flying off of Cody Hogue. Everyone's yelling to Jacob Dunbar to go up top. It was Austin Hazen and Sam LeClair both yelling, Dunbar, Dunbar, come on up. There's Hazen, goes down to LeClair. Nice save by Jeffrey as LeClair tried to tuck another one in over him.
He seemed to slip through untouched there.
He's so slippery. Slip is the perfect word because he's just, it's like he's able to just, he's Teflon. He finds a way to get through without anybody being able to lay a hit on him. Natch, the captain. Swim move.
He's been a positive to this team.
Oh, going to the net, scores! What a play! Ganetch finally gets his goal after a handful of chances with a huge effort for Australia.
Yeah, and it's good to see him rewarded because he has played hard all game. He's won faceoff, 6'4", 212 pounds from Victoria, BC. And he's also taken a lot of punishment because he's run through crowds. We saw that last play where he tried to bulldog his way to the net, and this time he gets a big short-handed goal.
So, 16-3, the Australians get their 3rd of the game. Great anticipation by Jackson Stock.
And that was after 12 straight goals by Canada.
Yeah. Ogilvie gets it, he's going to the net. He's got a lane, scores! Beats his junior teammate. A little shot about hip high.
And both of those goals are just big effort, 2 shorthanded goals, and this is just effort. He gets the loose ball, and then he drives his way to the net and finishes it off. Watch, it's a battle, and he squeezes through 2 guys, and
it's over the shoulder actually. Got Kells to drop, and I thought it was lower, but he tucked it over top. And Mitch Ogilvie is not a flashy player, not a fancy player, but you won't find a whole lot of lacrosse players who work harder on the floor more consistently than he does. And he's got some skill, as he showed you right there. Danby running through, or sorry, that's Schmerman running through traffic. Hogue all over him. Now Hogue's going to check Van Scheppen. And now he'll go for a well-earned rest.
when it comes to Ogilvie, you just look at the last name and you know he's not a guy who's going to be outworked.
Yeah. Yeah, Andy Ogilvie, a 7-time WLA All-Star, won a world championship with the Canadian men's senior team. All kinds of honors and accolades. There's a chance for Van Scheppen, and there's an easy goal for Sam LeClair. He scored some beauties, and that was just a wide open net after the bounce off the crossbar.
That's being at the right spot, the right time, and that ball just came out to him. And I'm sure the goal scorers love seeing that much mesh in front of them. But yeah, this is just a good bounce. Oh my gosh.
Great seal by Van Scheppen on the pick and the roll. Heads to the net wide open. LeClair looks like he almost feels badly that net was so open as the ball bounced out to him. Again, it's like the ball coming off the backboards when it comes hot off the crossbar like that. The defenders, it's so tough for them. And okay, Aki runs with the ball in the back of the 6. I guess it's all right. I'll have to double check that because it is a matter of timing of when the rules are adopted and being followed.
Yeah. Well, and that's the one area where Australia has dominated is the face-offs.
They've done well.
They've won most of them. And there have been a lot of face-offs.
Pass down low, behind the back from Harris. It's loose, going to be grabbed there. And Hayden Parsons heads up the floor, rumbling into the offensive zone. Nice work, and then he peels off to the bench after handing it to Aaron Curry. Thistleway. Pressure deep from defensively from Canada, way out high. Not letting anybody have any space. It's tipped. Can he get it? Yes, Quinn Ingles has it. Kirk trailing him. Ingles protecting it, goes to the net. Beautiful play by the Saskatchewan native. What a great job by Quinn Ingles.
Yeah, good effort to get the ball. Gets his breakaway, puts one fake on Jeffrey. You watch one big fake, and it just makes enough room for him to put it in.
Great hustle play. Good effort by Ingles, and it's rewarded. 18-4. Canada responds to the Australian goals.
Canada goal scored by number 12, Quinn Ingles. From the goal 247, as Ingles unassisted.
Aki wins another face-off. Danby throws it ahead. Danby's even got the brown shoes and the black socks. Very workmanlike. I just like it. It's a good look. It fits his style. Nice pass through, but it gets away from LeClair. Did that go in? It was close.
No, it's very close though.
Almost the pass goal for Austin Hazen. He's putting some pressure on the forecheck, trying to stop Tyler Reynolds. Reynolds runs through it, and Hazen is going to stay for the defense. Nope, now he's going. He sees Reynolds going to the bench. He's going to go as well. There's a shot a little bit wide. It's tipped and winds up with bunts. Ingles all over him. Another solid shift for Ingles. Pushing his man well out. Ball pops loose. It's going to be scooped up. Off goes Schmerman. He'll circle out. Cuellar wanted the ball, but Singh got just enough in the way, but then the shot by DePape, the bouncer, misses wide. Ogilvie gets it and spins towards the net. Ogilvie flings it across. Mathwin looking for an outlet. That's Bunce once again, steps to the middle. Little short arm kind of wrist shot there.
They've had a few opportunities. The Australian team's had difficulty getting those shots on net.
Parkinson looking up the floor. Nobody was really open. He's still looking. Sandberg on the back door. Kind of had the stick half-heartedly up for a pass. Knew he wasn't super open for a transition chance. So they'll just slow things down. Brad Lyons is going to stay for the offensive shift, the alternate captain, to another alternate captain here as this is Keelan Pilon. Hard pass across to LeClair. Ducks underneath, gets the shot just as the 30 was expiring. Here comes Australia the other way, Mercier. Watched by Lyons, who's back to play D. Now he's heading off. And Lyons goes to the middle of the bench, trying to decide which end he's going. Is he going O or is he going D? He might be joining the offense.
Well, you know what? It might be that time in the game where they switch things up to try to lay off the score.
Might be. That might not work with Lyons up there. He's pretty talented. Oh, that pass is not good. Here comes Quinn Ingles all alone and scores. Hat trick for Ingles, is that not? He got one in the first half, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, for sure it is. Got
What
the
a
last
game for
two
Quinn
goals.
Ingles.
Last 2 goals on breakaways, and you know, sometimes you put some pressure on defense. It creates those opportunities.
On that horizontal pass floated across the top. It's just a recipe for disaster, and Ingles makes them pay.
Yeah, just bounces it different from, you know, changes his move from the last goal. Ingles is from Moose Jaw.
Oh, there you go.
Plays for the Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan, nicely done, Channing.
No.
Look at you learning. That was lovely, Saskatchewan. Parkinson. Penalty coming, at least a delayed one. We'll see if Canada can connect. That's blocked by Ganech. And the slashing call to Australia.
And it hasn't helped Australia, you know, the fact that this will be 7 minutes in the penalty box for this, you know, almost half of this quarter they've been in the penalty box.
Yeah. 3.6 seconds to go. And they're not even going to, oh, yeah, they're not. They're just going to go to the bench. Okay. They're waiting for the clock to run. They were heading to the bench.
I think they confused the timekeeper.
Yeah, Landon Kells didn't even go back to the crease. He just stood by the bench door. We're through 45 minutes. It's 19-4 Canada. Come on back for the final 15 in 2 minutes. I'm Stephen Stampley, Brian Shanahan. It's the World Junior Lacrosse Championship. Well, welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the World Junior Lacrosse Championship in Mississauga. I'm Stephen Stamp with Brian Shanahan. It's 19-4 for Canada, and they're on the power play. So Australia obviously going to want to win this face-off. Colt Knetch, but Jordan Aki gets it. Aki running with it. He's going to shoot on the back of the stick, and the save by Jeffrey.
And it'll be interesting to see in the fourth quarter now if Canada does anything to try to lay off. I mean, sometimes that's difficult to do. You don't want to, it could be almost as insulting if it looks like you're not trying. But
yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Australians want to keep playing. They want
exactly.
to, you know, they don't have a lot of quarters of lacrosse, box lacrosse experience. They want to play everyone as hard as they can. Singh running through traffic, gets that one off the crossbar. That's a fresh 30 for Australia. What a play by Singh with a little sidearm, low to high. Knetch will start with the ball and go back into penalty kill mode.
yeah, Singh has worked hard in this game too and has had a few chances.
Interesting situation for Andy Ogilvie and Jim Milligan, both of whom have won a lot of lacrosse games and championships in their careers. Both have won several man cups as coaches, as players. You know, for Ogilvie, it's you know, they're not used to being down 19-4.
No.
And I know they knew what they were in for, but knowing what you're in for and then experiencing it can be a little different.
Yeah, but you have to admire that, you know,
Yeah.
that's what coaches do, right? They, you know, when I asked
keep
Ogilvie,
teaching, right?
I said, you know, what's the goal here? And he says, to have fun, to learn the game, right?
There you go. Van Scheppen at the top of the power play. It's LeClair back up to Hazen. Sandberg just going to drifts into the middle. Hazen close, shoots, save Jeffrey. He looks behind him,
Yeah.
but he had it.
That one didn't sneak through. You know, a couple times it's happened to him this game. You know, bad bounces, and that one didn't go.
Aaron Curry lobs one up top to Hogue. 7 seconds left on the penalty. They're going to have a bit of time left on offense once that expires. Brad Lyons, the alternate captain, yelling out, even letting the teammates know that the player was coming, but still a great chance for Thistleweight. Stopped by Landon Kells. It's again a teammate shooting on a teammate. Thistleweight, another Peterborough Laker. Ingles bounces one across. Belon surveying. Kellen Harris just kind of fights his way through some checks in front. LeClair turned aside by Thistleweight. Hard twister by Dunbar. It's off the post. It's a goal by Keelan Pelon.
Yeah, that was a tough bounce. And Pelan even looked at the ref for a second to say, you know, did that count?
I think it was good. Now, the thing is, it went off the post. The 30-second buzzer sounded, but I don't know if we're going to have a shot. If we can get the other angle, we could see, I think, that the 30.
Yeah, I thought the shot was a dime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think there was anything wrong with that.
Hogue is going to point up to the ceiling and say, hey, the 30, the buzzer went, but you got to play the whistle, not the buzzer, because the person operating the 30-second clock can't reset it until the indication is made. But if the intent is to make that indication, then the play continues.
And players are taught that at a young age.
Schmerman hands it off. Here's Van Scheppen directing traffic. Nice pass. Around the world attempt by Dunbar. Sorry, by Callan Harris. Doesn't work, and here comes Arjun Singh running the other way. Watched by Van Scheppen. Drive to the net. No, he's going to turn back out. Eric Bunce. Ogilvie going for the ball along the board. He's going to kick it ahead to himself, and the 30 does expire that time. He'll just stand there and check Seth Van Scheppen. Well, Van Scheppen's older brother Luke playing in the NLL with the Rochester Nighthawks, now Halifax Thunderbirds. He was a second-round draft pick last year for them. And boy, I think Seth may be on track to go a little higher than that. That one's on the outside of the net. Not sure when Van Scheppen comes out. He's got a couple of years.
Yeah,
Is he at
have to
school?
check his age here. I think I did see that he's at school.
He might be a while, but boy, he is a talented young man. I haven't had a lot of chance to see him in person. So.
D1 at Siena College, so I would imagine he's got a few years left.
Yeah. Lots of time to develop.
He's a 2000, so he's got 2 years left of Junior A.
Wyatt Hoke's on the run. Ingles with him is just kind of directing traffic literally with his hands, clearing the way, and Hoke's is going to run out. I think that is what you're talking about. You don't necessarily push for scoring chances in transition.
Yeah,
they're going to run their offense. They're going to try and take some time in the 30, but they will drive to the net. They'll shoot when the chance is there, but they're not going to just pile it on with a lot of transition opportunities. Great trail check by Ganesh. Didn't possess the ball, so they can just let the 30 expire, and that's a mistake right there. I was just going to say they can just let it go, and Jack Stokes picks it up, and that's going to give the ball back to Canada.
And that almost looked like Australia was playing the shot clock sound.
Yeah.
And that's, as you were saying earlier, you don't play the shot clock, you play the whistle.
Here comes Thistlethwaite. Boy, the Brampton Excelsior team, they're in the playoffs right now against the Peterborough Lakers, the senior team. And they have a bunch of young talent. There's a chance on the run. It just gets away, though. And they've got guys like Van Scheppen and Hazen and other players coming up in the next few years. It's just going to augment development.
And a lot of that young talent they have now will just get better.
Yes. Well, I mean, Jeff Teed is one of the best players in the game. He'll be the first pick in the NLL draft next year in 2020. And, I mean, Clark Peterson's going to be a high pick this year, as is Warren Jeffrey. I think those two will go in the top 10. You know, they've got some players that they picked in the MSL draft, like Robert Hudson.
Yeah. A couple of Mimico junior graduates, and Jeffries and Hudson play defense.
Connor McClellan coming up from the junior Excelsiors. Very good young player. Mercier, nice move, and then pulls it out. I wouldn't have minded that shot. And he is rammed into the boards by Quinn Ingles. He thought he was just making his way leisurely to the bench. And Ingles saw a target on his chest. Hogue trying to get down the alley. Hoax turns him aside. Nice help on the slide by Ingles. Quinn Ingles is having a great game, and there's another big hit.
Yeah, that was absolutely good communication on defense. Get a step on a man and another defender comes over.
Wyatt Hoke's the captain for Canada, leading with a lot of that. And here's a drive. Going to the net is Cooper Gettle. Splits the wickets. Gets a tap from Colin Jeffrey. No hard feelings as he slid into the crease. And Brad Lyons and Mitch Ogilvie. I thought Lyons was kind of chopping Ogilvie, but those two are teammates and pretty good friends with the Peterborough Junior A Lakers. I think it was just more of a love tap, a friend tap. Clothier hands it off to Singh, who puts it down into the corner. Thistlethwaite trotting out across the top. Danby all over him. Good defense by Canada again, but the shot, they get it off. Eric Bunce.
Kells played that well. He came out, he knew that there was nothing but a long shot available, and came out, took away the angle.
So yeah, confirmation that Seth Van Scheppen, a rising sophomore, so 3 more years of school. So that would put him in the 2022 draft. Actually, I do have a 2022 draft prospects list started, so I'll have to add him to that one. It's pretty short right now, but I'm going to add him.
Well, here's a scouting report for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is my first chance getting this good of a look at him. Boy, he looks good. There's Wood. Dylan Wood. Cradling. He's going to just take a shot. That one, not the hook he was looking for. That's going to be an over and back. And a chance for Lyons on the restart. And he'll just trot around behind the net. There's Parkinson. Hoke's calling for it up near the top. He's going to go to the forward. Callan Harris coming off the bench. 7 minutes to go. It's 20-4 for Canada. High to low from Hazen. Turned aside by Jeffrey. Grabbed there by Hazen.
No look pass by Hazen. I think fooled his teammate a bit.
I don't know if Harris was ready for that one. Keelan Pilon. They've got 18 left on the shot clock. LeClair ducks underneath. Shovels it back. Hazen, backdoor. That one was just too hard for Harris. Little out of reach, but the strip by Pilon. And it was possessed by the Australian Hannah Roberts, which means a fresh 30 for Canada. That's Pilon. Tried to feed it through to Harris. but it got knocked away. Oh, Mitch Ogilvie though threw it away, and there's a chance wide open. And Jacob Dunbar just bangs that one home.
Yeah, Ogilvie won't be happy with that play. They worked hard to get that ball back, lost it a few times, and then took the over-the-shoulder pass. Hopefully, I think he was trying to lead a player.
Just didn't get quite enough on it.
No.
You can see it just kind of drifting out there. Actually, might have got too much on it. He led him a bit too far. But either way, he was throwing a behind-the-back pass into traffic. Probably not the best decision. Join us tomorrow night, 5 o'clock, the first game, Israel making their World Junior Lacrosse debut, and they'll be playing this Australian team who are going to be hungry for that game. Knetz with another shot. Wow, he's created some chances. Oh, and then he gets after Parkinson. They're going after Parkinson, didn't like it. They're calling, the Canadian bench calling him away, but he looked hard at Knetz. There's Oriel Mandeville. Second game tomorrow, USA versus Iroquois.
He's getting a little bit past the other Australia.
Yeah, Knetz just fired up.
They had already been a delayed call, and I think there might be a second. Yeah, I believe the second one will be both players going, but Australia was getting a first penalty on the play. I can't remember. Knetz started it, or was it?
Well, Knetz got into it with Parkinson down near the Canadian goal. Cross-checked him low to the back, and Parkinson didn't like it. Didn't do a whole lot, but they got into each other's faces a little bit. And then Knetz just stayed riled up and went after
Canada goal scored by number
one of the Canadian players, Mandeville, I believe.
With assist number 51.
It's going to be 5-on-4. Again, the offsetting penalties do not affect manpower, but the second Australian penalty will pull somebody into the penalty box. Well, off the floor.
Yeah.
They are, of course, in the penalty box. Van Scheppen's up at the top of this power play. Behind the back. Pilon, skip pass. LeClair back up to Van Scheppen. Another skip pass, no look. Van Scheppen rips it, saved by Jeffrey. Nope, they say it didn't touch him. And Callan Harris was thinking hard about the dunk chance. The Australians were ready, Van Scheppen. There's a shot. Grabbed by Jack Stokes. Lots of pressure on him, but he's pretty poised.
He's going to run out of time.
Yeah, he is running out of time. And had to try and make a pass. Callan Harris bounces one home, but he's in the crease. Mitch Ogilvie immediately looks up the floor for the outlet. There's nobody ready, so now he's just trying to find someone to pass to. It's not happening, so he's just going to run it over center.
Penalties on the play. Australia's number 18, Cole Ganesh. 2 minutes.
Spinning back. Check all over him from Matisse Cuidar. Here's DePape on the run. DePape will hand it off. 36 seconds left on the power play for Canada as Pilon takes the ball. Again, quick reminder, tomorrow night, Israel, Australia at 5, USA, Iroquois at 8. That shot is blocked,
nice
picked off. Ogilvie is on the run. Van Scheppen back, he puts his shoulder and spins. There's the help by Parkinson. He's still got the ball somehow. Brings it down below by his feet. His helmet is up over his face. And he looks to Roger Nurse and says, how did my face mask get up over my head if they didn't do it? There's a shot the other way by Parkinson. Canada with the power play goal, 1 second left on the penalty.
And after such a nice play, great effort by Ogilvie in the one end, the transition on the power play, not your typical power play goal. Parkinson gets his first of the game.
21-4, Canada leads. Blake Watson has come back into net for Australia for the final 3:46 here. Sorry, it's 22-4, my bad. They haven't put it up on the board yet. Scorekeeper likes to take his time, get everything written down and taken care of before he puts it up for the rest of us to see.
Number 8, Oriel Mandeville, 2 minutes of roughing at 5:45.
Pass across to Thistlethwaite. Nice job by Jackson Stock there. Thistlethwaite watched by Hoax, turns him back up high. Defense by Hoax way up outside the restraining line. Hayden Parsons backpedals away and gets flattened for his trouble. PR looking ahead. I think Ingles kind of wanted to get that pass, but
Ingles was open. Yeah, they didn't force the play, but he's been dangerous all game long on the transition.
Boy, he's played good defense too.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the Canadians have. He's really stood out for me. As has Danby. There's LeClair trying to get the pass, can't get it. Oh my goodness.
Is that LeClair?
That was LeClair.
Oh my gosh.
Almost a casual one-hand reach out, jump over the crease and tuck it home.
Yeah, very casual. Made that look simple.
Maybe it is for him. It's not for me. From our discussions earlier, probably not for you either.
Yeah, I want to see this again because didn't go through the crease. Oh my. You know, and that's just, you know, the way the ball went. Jeffrey had no idea that LeClair was picking it up so easily, so he was going to challenge
Watson
to pick
in
up
this
the ball.
case, that's a great play. I don't think he ever even stepped in the crease either.
No.
Came down outside. The ball was already in, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, Jeffrey was so out of position because he thought he was maybe picking up that ball behind the net.
Watson.
Or Watson, sorry, yes.
That's okay. I just want to give Blake Watson credit for being in there. He may not want it.
He might not have wanted
The
to.
goal, Gettle will pick up the possession as Canada gets it on a violation off the face-off. Ogilvie right up on him. Stay tuned for the players of the game after we wrap things up. Then we'll be off and getting ready for tomorrow.
Who would be your early picks for players of the game?
Okay. I could sound really prescient, but I was texting the players of the game. So.
Okay, well then I'll
let you do it.
I'll tell you what I'd be thinking.
I think you're going to get them.
I got to say it's going to be LeClair for Canada. I'd say either Ganetch or Ogilvie for Australia.
I think you guessed quite well, but we're not going to reveal too much.
I've liked the way both of those guys have played.
I think Ganetch has been fantastic, driving to the net, working really hard. Ogilvie, everything, both ends of the floor, you know. Late in the shot clock, they try to get one off. Bunch misses, and the 30 will expire. And here goes Ingles the other way. He's got a lane to the net, and he is going on Watson. Scores! Is that 4 for Ingles?
Yes.
Wow, what a game. Responsible defensively, and 4 goals on the run.
He's played really well. Good finish, playing defense. I'm going to look up his stats before we do these guys again because his finish has been unreal. He's been 3 breakaways he's had. He's done something different every time, and he's put them all in.
Yeah, all those moves, right? I mean, the fake, the shot,
Yeah, that was a bit of a twister. Actually, I think I do have his stats here. It says he played 14 games for the SWAT, 11 goals, 12 assists.
Okay.
So not huge numbers, but if he's
That's
playing
pretty good transition numbers.
If he's playing transition for the SWAT, those are very good numbers, yes.
Boy, that was a competitive Rocky Mountain League this year. I'll tell you, the Mounties and the Miners, the Okotoks Raiders and the Calgary Mountaineers in the final. Oh, a chance on the back door for Kirk. Just got away from him after it bounced off the instep of Landon Kells. But I know they're playing for the Junior A final in Alberta. We've got Burlington and Orangeville and Ontario and Victoria, and Coquitlam already played the BC final. They're both going to the Minto.
I'm looking forward to that year where the SWAT, the Saskatchewan SWAT, make it to the Minto Cup.
They've been close. They were right there in
the last
very
few
tight
years,
Rocky Mountain. Yeah. Love what they're doing in Saskatchewan. The rush, obviously, a huge factor in the growth of the game there. But a lot of people, as they go for the reset and they get it, Sam LeClair bounces it right off the side of Blake Watson's foot back to himself. All his goals have been beautiful. The around the world, unbelievable. The crease dunk, but that was almost as impressive a play as any of them.
Now I've lost track now. Is it 5 or 6 that he's got?
I think 5, but I don't know. Shot from the outside, scooped up by Watson. Hey, look at he catches right and throws left.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. Got to switch it over there.
He's probably truly left-handed.
Maybe. Timeout for Australia with 18.8 seconds to go. So, again, you were talking earlier, Canada took the timeout at the half to work on, even though they were well up. again, for Australia, this is a chance to work on the 6-on-5. Watson will come to the bench. They'll send 6 attackers out and work on their 6-on-5 play.
Yeah, and why not? Because there may become a point in this tournament where they're playing for, 4th or 5th place in a game where, they're evenly matched and they want to be able to do this play. So do it in a game situation, not just in practice.
So again, tomorrow, this tournament, 13 games this year. The cool thing, I mean, last year was Canada, the Iroquois, and USA in Saskatoon. Very fun tournament. I know the U.S. team really felt like they gained a lot. They learned a lot of lacrosse. Iroquois and Canada had some good contests. And then this year, we add Australia, Israel, and Australia, Israel, and Poland.
Yep.
And we go to 13 games. So there's the round robins and the crossovers. Go to the finals. And it's grown by leaps and bounds. It's going to grow some more next year, I expect. And, we're going to be moving around. It is a real growing endeavor.
And I like the fact that it's every year. And I heard Jeff Dowling in an interview saying, because if you do it every 4 years like other international terms, so many players don't get a chance.
Yeah.
This is the way to do it.
If you happen to be 17
yeah,
when there's a world championship,
like the World Juniors
you're probably
in
not
hockey.
going to make the U19,
Exactly.
and then you're too old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it every year. I like it. Kudos to Chris Fox for his work organizing this thing, and he's on the Canadian bench. So they're waiting 10 seconds, 9. They'll start to go with the 8. There's Wood. Bunch comes out, whips it across, and the pass is too high for Singh. They got 1 second left. He's just going to rip it. Not how they drew it up. Worth the effort. They actually got the player open, I think, that they wanted. Got the pass they wanted. It just didn't connect. And this is great. I love to see this, the sportsmanship. They're not even waiting to have the team line up. They're just starting to shake hands, give high fives and glove taps right away.
A disorganized handshake. Yeah. I love it. It's spontaneous.
It's like a muddle huddle in football. Just everybody just glove tap with whoever you're near. Let's just all enjoy this. They'll line them up on their respective restraining lines. The players of the game will be announced. So we're going to hang off a little bit before we share those with you. But great effort by Canada, obviously, to stick mostly to working hard and playing their game. It didn't look to me like they had too many lapses mentally as they got ahead.
They played a well-disciplined game, from start to finish. And, they look like they're very well coached, disciplined. And, we mentioned a few key guys that didn't play today. So these guys are competing for jobs, too. Everybody wants to play. If they make the gold medal, everybody wants to be in that game.
And they look sharp. I love these uniforms. I like the Australian uniforms, love these Canadian uniforms. I think the ones we saw earlier, the U.S., very sharp. American uniforms aren't always the most subtle internationally, but I like the ones they've used here. I think they look really good. We saw the Polish uniforms. I thought looked great. We said the old Red Wings look.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Just great work putting the look of this together, and it is quite a development opportunity for the game and for these players.
And look at the team Australia going over and shaking the hands of every referee.
Yeah, and I think Canada's waiting to follow suit. You can see Garrett DePape is standing there in position to start that line.
I didn't notice if teams did that in the first game. I mean, that's not a usual thing. You usually see a couple of guys go over and tell a referee he wasn't terrible, but, that's a good thing. I'm just kidding about that.
Or tell me he was terrible, but they'll forgive him.
Yeah. Still friends. Yeah. And the referee
so they're going to go to the lines. Shall we do it? Shall we announce the players of the game?
Yeah, you tell me.
All right. So for Canada, with about 1 million goals, and all of them beautiful, Sam LeClair.
Yeah.
Not much question on that one. And for Australia, with the effort all over the floor, Mitch Ogilvie.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yep.
And like I said, I mentioned Ganesh too. He played great, but I love the Ogilvie.
I would have seriously considered Ingles as well, but I think LeClair is a fair pick. You can't really argue with that. I think Ingles was great. They had a lot of guys who played very well.
Hey, and there's nothing wrong when we can say there's 4 or 5 worthy guys who could have won the MVP.
Right?
So,
I mean, you score 24 goals. You're going to have some guys who did some good things.
Yeah.
And for Australia, Ogilvie, you mentioned Ganesh. I think lots of positives for them as well, even though they lost 24-4. I think just like the U.S. earlier, they didn't obviously have as many positives as the U.S. in a more competitive game. But again, that's against Poland. It wasn't against Canada.
Yeah, exactly.
And, boy, this Canadian team has been put together pretty thoughtfully. I mean, I know Chris Fox has organized a lot of this and worked with Jeff Dowling, and the entire management group has really worked hard to give players an opportunity, even through the regional combines, to show their stuff, develop. Lots of things happen.
The
right?
fact that it really is a Canadian team with representation all over the country, because let's face it, you could probably put a team together from one of the provinces and have a good chance to win this.
Yeah, I mean, we can look at it. We'll talk about it later. We're going to wrap up, but I'm pretty sure we've got players from BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Quebec, Ontario, and I think Nova Scotia. I'm not 100%.
Oh my gosh.
We'll check that. Yeah, some great things happening. An exciting first day here at the World Junior Lacrosse Championship. We're back tomorrow with games at 5 and 8. Go to worldjuniorlacrosse.com for all the stats, all the standings. Watch the games. Keep track with us on Lacrosse Sports Network and CBC Gem app. Thanks so much for being with us. Lacrosse. I'm Steven Stamp with Brian Shanahan. We'll see you tomorrow.